All right, you guys, this is Courtney from Mills Bloom, and today I'm going to be doing a 2022 manifestations reading. So, we're going to start off by looking at how you enter into 2022, what you manifest, and then how you leave 2022, as well as your kind of guiding energy, these animal spirits, and astrology cards. So, we're going to go in depth here. So, we're starting off with pile one with the octopus. Pile 2 with the shark. Pile 3 has the earthworm, and pile 4 has the bat. So just pick with your intuition, whatever you feel called to. And just remember you can pick more than one pile. And as you're listening, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So there might be some message here buried in the cards for you, and it might not be everything. So just take what you are meant to hear. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with pile 1, the octopus. All right, my beautiful pile 1. So you guys start off the year as the octopus. Or this is actually, I shouldn't say start off the year. This is your animal this year. So this is going to indicate a little bit about what you're going to be experiencing. So when I think of the octopus, I feel like somebody who's really busy. They have so many legs, and I feel like this is you having so many hands in all these different buckets and just having a lot going on. So we're going to add more context to that. Let's first look at how you're going to start off the year. So I kind of pulled more cards than I anticipated. So we got the 10 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Judgment card. So this feels like a pretty substantial start of the year. In a lot of ways, I feel like you guys are coming into the year ending some cycles. When I see the 10 of Swords, there are definitive endings that are never going to be revisited. They are never going to, you're never going to quite go back to that chapter of your life. And I feel like you guys are ending some kind of poverty consciousness with it being next to the 4 of Pentacles. This does say security, but I feel like it's more so you guys maybe not having enough money and searching for security. And I think that's probably why you have the octopus. Is I feel like you're kind of entering into 2022 in hustle mode. Like, okay, I'm done not having enough or feeling like I have to really scrimp and save. And I want to step into this new version of myself where I'm pursuing my passions, I'm doing the things that I love, and I'm getting paid for it. But I don't feel like you're quite there in 2022 when you first start. I feel like you're starting to tackle this issue of maybe having to work a 9-to-5 that you don't like, or not really get paid what you feel like you're worth. And so what I think you start doing with this Queen of Wands and this octopus card is you start working a lot more. You start putting a lot more energy and effort into things, scheduling things, planning things. And with this Judgment card, I feel like there is this judgment call that you're being asked to make. Let me actually pull a card to clarify what this Judgment card is. Okay, yeah. So I got the Wheel of Fortune and the 5 of Pentacles. So I feel like the Judgment card is basically indicating an ending of a cycle of poverty. You see this 5 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles. A lot of these have to do with like saving, feeling like you don't have enough, and that's why you're saving. You're holding on to the things in your life. So I feel like you guys with this Judgment card are in the process of ascending past this. So it is a Wheel of Fortune, and the wheel does have to go around, and it does go through all of the signs of the zodiac. It makes me feel like at the end of the year is when you'll fully be able to leave behind any kind of lack mentality. But it does feel like it is a process that you have to undergo. But the Judgment card feels like it's a process because it's such a big thing in your life. Like, judgment to me is indicating that you've lived your entire life in this poverty consciousness or a very long time. It's like you have a lot of momentum going in that direction. And now in order for the wheel to spin in the opposite direction, it takes a little bit of time. Like it takes a lot more energy to push it back the other way. And I feel like that's why you're putting so much effort with this Octopus and Queen of Wands card. Like you guys are hustling, you guys are working really hard. You're really passionate, you're really excited, you're determined. You see that says determined there, to end this cycle, and to live a more abundant life. And so I think a lot of that initial energy is going, it might feel like a lot, but it's what is required to begin to spin the wheel in the opposite direction. So I know people really talk bad about hustling now, and I mean, I think that there's something to hustling at the beginning of an endeavor. Like when you first start a business, you can't have this perfectly balanced life. You really, it's like a baby. Like when you have a baby, you have to hustle in its initial stages of life in order to get the momentum going enough to where the child can sort of self-maintain. But at first, it's like you really have to put a lot in. You have to put a lot of sweat equity. And that's what I'm seeing here. I feel like you're entering into 2022 determined to do that and ready to leave behind any of this poverty consciousness that you might have had. So let's see some of the things that you're manifesting in 2022, but I can kind of guess just based off of this that you're manifesting some career success and abundance. So let me just move these up here. Let's see what that might be for you guys. Okay, well, Queen of Pentacles, that seems like a very clear response that you guys are absolutely going to manifest some huge financial wins that are going to make you feel really stable. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who can make money doing what they love to do. And that's really what I was getting with this, is like, I feel like a lot of you guys were maybe stuck in this job that didn't pay a lot or that you didn't like, or you were stuck in some kind of cycle where you weren't earning what you deserved. And now I feel like you're doing something that you love with this Queen of Wands and this Queen of Pentacles, something that you are extremely passionate about, and you're finally going to earn the money that you are looking for. And with it being next to the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you are either working in some kind of community or you are meeting people who are going to help you manifest this goal. It's not something that you're going to do on your own. And maybe there was some kind of sense of divine timing here. With the Three of Pentacles occurring after this, maybe certain people had to come into your life, and that's why it didn't happen sooner. It's almost like the pieces had to all set into the right place. And sometimes we're working with different people's timelines and their different consciousness levels and their different choices, and that can affect when things occur. So I'm getting the sense that you guys are kind of like this is a long-awaited thing. This is something that you've really wanted for a long time. And I feel like some key people are going to come into your life with this Three of Pentacles who are going to help you achieve that goal. So some of you might literally be working with those people, and some of you might just be getting certain ideas or connections through them that help manifest whatever you're looking for. The other thing about the Queen of Pentacles is there's a lot of stability here. I feel like you guys were coming from, with this Four of Pentacles, this desire for stability and seeking stability through holding on to things. But the Queen of Pentacles is able to reach a stability that she doesn't need to grasp or hold on, because she knows that she has the power to manifest things again. She knows that she is the one who has the skill level. She's the one who created the wealth to begin with. And so she has that regenerative power within her. And so because of that, she doesn't have this fear or lack mentality. She feels quite confident that even if she spends money, she can still make more money. And I know that we're going to have some pretty intense astrology next year, especially in regards to finances in the US. But what I'm seeing is that I feel like you guys are really unaffected by this, or you are the opposite, where you're really starting to thrive, because there are always going to be certain people who thrive when there's an economic downturn, who really are able to play the cards right, and end up in a situation where they manifest way more money than they would have in a normal market. And I feel like you guys are becoming like that. You are learning how to work the system, especially with this Magician card here. You're learning how to utilize the tools within yourself, the personality traits that you have to flow with the difficult times and manifest something out of it. And especially with the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a phoenix rising from the ashes. Literally, you can see that as pictured here. And I don't feel like it's you rising from the ashes of your own life. That's not the feeling that I'm getting. Yes, with this ten of swords, there could have been that the ashes of poverty consciousness that could have felt quite heavy. But really what I'm getting with this is that there is going to be maybe some economic crash or some really challenging time in our environment, and you guys are using this to wield the power of the moment and manifest something out of that, to rise from the ashes of a seemingly really difficult situation that's happening for everyone else. But I feel like it's not affecting you guys the same way. And I think it's because you have learned how to tap into, again, a lot of your innate skills and abilities that I feel like were really underutilized in 2021, when you were working for someone else or doing something that didn't quite match what your natural talents were. So I feel like you guys are finally honing in on those and utilizing them to manifest some pretty insane things. So seems like a really straightforward reading that you're definitely going to develop a sense of community around you that's going to help you reach some type of financial stability in your life that you haven't seen before. And it's going to help you change your level of thinking and beliefs around finances. And that's such a big deal, you guys. It's not like, it really cannot be overstated, because financial beliefs or beliefs about money are really hardwired into us, and they're very, very difficult to change or to overcome. And I feel like this is an extremely pivotal year for you in that sense, that you're going to emerge in this year as a completely new person when it comes to the belief in yourself, the belief in your personal power with this Magician card and this Queen of Pentacles, your ability to manifest. And I feel like you're going to step into just a new level of confidence. It's so much more than just financial stability. The financial stability is really a symptom of what is actually going on inside of you. The up leveling as a human being, as a person, as someone who knows what they're worth, what they have to offer, their incredible skills, their talents, honing in on them. And then the world just kind of reflects all of that confidence and that beauty in the financial status that is around you. So it's interesting. The cards that I pulled for how you're going to end the year are the Magician and the Tower card. So you probably can't see that super well because the lighting is weird today. But I find it interesting that you have the Tower and the Seven of Wands. That this is kind of, I feel like this is reiterating what I was saying about there being some type of crisis happening and you guys like capitalizing on that crisis. That sounds a little bit messed up, but it's not. Like, I feel like you guys watching this are good people. You're not just trying to capitalize on it just because. I feel like you are actually helping people. So for an example of this would be when COVID hit, and there was like this woman who started this online center for people who wanted to do homeschooling. She made bank, and that took off because that met the needs of the time. Everything else started to kind of crumble around everyone. People were losing their jobs. People, couldn't get the finances that they normally would get. But there were people who came in and started making bank, like people who were selling hand sanitizer, people who made masks. There is a way to move with the ebb and flows of life and even difficult situations like this Tower moment, this upheaval that is likely going to happen in the States. I feel like this is allowing you to tap into, again, your innate skills that were underutilized. You got 2 Magician cards, so you're becoming this master manifester, and you might even your work might even have something to do with that, or you might even be able to take these skills that you developed this coming year, and teach this to other people. Like, how can you manifest through difficult times, or how can you reach financial stability? Maybe that's not for all of you, but I feel like some of you will have learned so much from this and have tapped into such a source of your own power that you will then want to share that with others. It will become kind of contagious. So I feel like this is really reiterating, these cards are the same to me, honestly. Like it's really reiterating the same message that I was seeing before. All right, and then your guiding energy through this year is she who doubts, fear, weariness, and trust. Interesting. So I kind of feel called to pull one more card, explain that a little bit more. So just one, Spirit, just one card. All right, 2 came out. All right, so you guys got the 2 of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, so it's funny because she who doubts, I feel like goes along with the 2 of Swords really well. The she who doubts card is really talking about the unknown, right? And that's what the 2 of Swords is it's somebody who doesn't know what to do. They lack clarity around certain aspects of their life. But I also pulled the Ace of Pentacles, which is around financial opportunities coming into your sphere. So I feel like some part of your guiding energy is talking about how I feel like you're going to move from this state of fear and doubting that you can ever achieve this financial success or even knowing where it's going to come from. I feel like I do have this hustle energy, but maybe you guys actually aren't quite at the very beginning of the year, aren't actually stepping into like what you're going to do to make a lot of money. Maybe this is you just working really hard to try to overcome this lack mentality in whatever kind of job you're doing. Maybe you're working multiple jobs with the octopus, or you're trying to just hustle in general. But what I see part of the transformation happening is that I feel like you're going to move from this fear and this unknowingness of like, what should I do? What is this financial opportunity? Maybe you're listening to this and you're like, I don't even know what that would be to utilize my skills fully. Like I lacking clarity around it. And then I feel like by the end of the year, you're going to come into a place of trust because there's both fear and trust on here. And so I feel like you're going to find what that thing is and it's going to click into place. Opportunities will kind of fall into your lap through these connections or through these people. And you're going to realize how what you do benefits the community as well. And it's going to make so much sense why it had to happen at this time. And I think that's also part of what this trust card is saying, is that there is this divine timing to this, and you have to trust the process, trust every kind of step that you're going through at this point. So it's interesting that the doubt, I feel like, is really pivotal to your storyline, because if you do eventually teach people how to manifest, how to work with their skills, how to make money in times of crisis, things like that, or whatever you end up teaching, if you do, I feel like having this moment of doubt, having this lack of clarity is a really important key to the storyline, because then you wouldn't really be able to teach people if you always knew what you wanted, if everything always worked out. It's like the hero's journey has to have that struggle. And so I feel like you're entering into the year possibly with this lack of clarity, and you're transforming it into trust and manifestation, and then you can then teach that to other people. Okay, so I've also pulled this like an astrology card to get more context, and I got the air card, which says communication, air element. So I feel like maybe some of what you guys are doing is going to be centered around communicating. So maybe you're going to be sharing some ideas, you're going to be teaching. I already said that, so I feel like that's coming in kind of strongly. And the fact that I just set it down next to the octopus, and the fact that the 3 of Pentacles is here as well, gives me this sense of like busyness and connecting with a lot of people. And I feel like having these different conversations, meeting different people, maybe starting a podcast, like having these different like thought leaders or people come into your sphere that influence you and change you, and then you then also carry that out and influence and change others, I think is a really key aspect of what you will experience this next year. So it's not like this behind the scenes kind of vibe where you're just like, oh, I'm going to get into investing in cryptocurrency and then that's how I make a bunch of money. Like, I really get the sense that even if that's what you were doing, that you then take that and share that knowledge, or that you are involved in something where wisdom is being spread, ideas are being spread, and there's like this busy social energy that's underlying everything that you are pursuing. So that feels really exciting to me because I'm a Gemini, and I think it's so important to share ideas so that everyone can benefit from the things that we learn. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here for you. Okay. The last card, which is kind of like a self-care, this is from a self-care deck, and it's kind of like advice. So you got Witch, which says justice is coming. And then you got 27. So that might be a significant number, or a 9 might be a significant number for you. So the fact that this is a number 9 reminds me of like the 9 of Wands, or the point where you are almost at your breaking point in a cycle where you're very tired. You feel like you've done so much effort, so much work on what you want, and you still haven't gotten like the final results. So this card, I feel like, is not self-care necessarily. It's really just telling me, like, a confirmation that to almost make your mind like feel at peace that you guys are on the precipice of a breakthrough, and you will receive justice. You've been working really hard, and things are going to start turning in your favor with this Wheel of Fortune card. You're no longer going to be this state of need or lack. You're going to transform into the Queen of Pentacles. Justice is coming for you. Things are going to work out for you. All the energy that you've been putting out into the world is going to come back, even though it might feel like right now it's not going to. I feel like this card is just reassurance to keep going with that 9 of Wands. Keep pushing. You're almost there. Don't give up. And I think it's really just trying to say that all this work that you've been doing, having your hands in all these different pots, it is useful. It is what you should be doing until you kind of hone in on exactly your unique skill set when you encounter that through other people. But it's basically confirming to keep going and keep doing what you are doing right now, and that justice will come around. So this looks like a super positive reading for you guys, Group 1. I'm super stoked for you. I wish I picked this pile. I picked pile 4, so hopefully I get a similar message as you. But if this resonated, if anything in here was helpful for you, I would really appreciate if you would just give me a like and a comment down below. The comments mean so much to me. I read every single one of them, and yeah, they just really make my day. Like, I just wish you guys could see the smile it puts on my face. So, and if you're interested in a personal reading, I do have a mix between astrology and tarot readings on my site, but I am primarily an astrologer. So if you're interested in that, check that out. I'm doing 2022 readings right now. And yeah, so they're the future forecast. So go check it out if that's something that you want to see, kind of when this breakthrough might happen for you, when things might change, when you might get some new ideas come through, as well as some of the difficult astrology coming up. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have such a beautiful day. Bye. All right, my beautiful pile 2s. So this is going to be your big manifestations for 2022. We're also going to be talking about, besides the manifestations, how you are starting and ending the year, and some advice, some astrology cards, and things like that. So let's go ahead and jump in. So you guys got the shark card as your animal totem this year. So the first thing that I was intuitively feeling with this shark card was that you guys are going to be going after your goals in a very like headstrong, precise type of way. So it feels like you guys are, you know, like a shark kind of in the scary movies, they will target people. So like someone will be swimming on the surface, and then the shark will be underneath, and it will just kind of torpedo up from the depths where it's not visible until it can attack its prey at the top. And so that's kind of what I'm getting from you guys, is that there's this masculine sort of drive and energy where you're going head first after your goals. And there's this fearlessness and like attacking quality to how you are pursuing certain things in your life. So we'll kind of see how that plays into the context of everything. So the first card is going to show the Queen of Cups, is showing how you are starting off this year, which is a totally different vibe from what I got with this shark card. It's hilarious. They are both water oriented, so I guess that can have something to do with it. But the Queen of Cups is really about somebody who is tapped into their intuition, who is, who feels like she's sensitive, who is making decisions from a place of emotional intelligence and, again, her intuition. So I'm kind of curious what that means in terms of your manifestations. This shark also being in the water makes me feel like some of what you are going after could be around your own emotional understanding, or like certain aspects of relationships, or exploring the depths of your own psyche, and like being kind of ferocious about it, like not holding back, not being fearful. Another part of the shark, like sharks, I'm pretty certain about this, that sharks they keep swimming, like even if they're sleeping. I think they have to, like, maybe not all of them, but I think a lot of them have to keep swimming in order to breathe. So even if they're like asleep, they're like, I don't know, dolphins have to shut down like half their brain. I should have probably Googled this before, but I'm pretty sure that they just like keep swimming, some of them. So I'm getting the sense that maybe you guys are moving through something and you have this like tenacity to you that no matter what you're feeling or experiencing, you are moving, like like you're not giving up, like you keep pushing forward. And with this Queen of Cups, it's like there's a sense of control or mastery over difficult emotions or difficult situations and how you react to them. And so I feel like you guys, I just get this sense of powerfulness that's really coming through so strongly for me. So I think that you guys are kind of in this emotional power seat in your life as you enter 2022. Now let's talk about what you're going to manifest, and then I will have a card or two to show what you're going to end the year on. So your manifestations, you got the Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, you guys got the Queen of Cups twice. That happened in the last group. They got the Magician twice. So there's definitely some repetition going on here. The Five of Swords, the Fool, the Five of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Interesting. So I definitely am seeing a repeat of the message that I was just saying. Like, you guys coming into this year with this level of emotional mastery, even with challenging situations. When I see the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups, there is experiences that could be throwing you off kilter, or throwing anyone off kilter that went through something like that. The Five of Swords, I can see this like someone picking up the pieces of their life when something has been destroyed, or when they have a difficult conversation or an argument, or they have a breakup, or they lose some aspect of their life. And it's like a lot of anguish, you know? It's like this person is sitting here looking at the broken pieces of their life, what they had fought for with all these swords, like what they had tried so hard to maintain, or to keep healthy, or to keep right, or to keep in their life. And then they realize it's not working, it's broken, it's done. And so I feel like you guys are handling this with an immense amount of emotional maturity. And I feel like it's almost like the planet Jupiter. Like, you guys are able to take the wisdom out of the scenario or the experience. So it's almost like with Jupiter like can hover over a certain scenario, a person, or experience, and it can witness it from this larger perspective. It can see how that scenario fits into the larger timeline of that person's life, how they are meant to learn and grow from it, and how they benefit from this really critical challenge. And so I feel like you guys are able to do that, or you are tapping into that. And it might not be all the time, but I feel like you're getting these glimpses of it. And so maybe what, like, part of what you're manifesting is this ability to have this emotional control, or be able to start over, and not, I guess maybe like it's a healing process. Like, you guys are almost getting really good at healing yourself. You're getting really good at taking the best out of difficult scenarios and utilizing that to your advantage to become much stronger people, much wiser people. And you're also taking what you need out of it, but then leaving the trauma behind. With this Fool card, I am going to read it as if this were happening in a chronological order from the left to the right. So I feel like you guys are taking the best out of this scenario that does occur. And with the Fool card, I feel like you are starting afresh. Like you're coming out of it. I mean, there will be some period of emotional turmoil where you have to recover and everything like that. It's not, I'm not going to lie and just act like that you're just going to bounce back right after it happens. Although I do sense that you will bounce back quickly with this Queen of Cups. There is always a recovery period, and it wouldn't be wise to act like there's not, right? Because we are human at the end of the day. But what I'm getting with this Fool card is that you're not being tainted by the experience. You're not carrying all this baggage with you. The Fool only has this little sack, his fun little dog, and this rose in his hand, and it's like he's ready to go out and offer something, offer its heart back to the world with this rose. This might even be a breakup that you guys went through, and you're coming out and you're ready to love again. You're ready to open up again. And it feels like you have this lightness of spirit. And again, like you're not hardened by what happened. And I think that is what comes from the Queen of Cups, is the ability to, it's almost like foam. It has the ability to like absorb the shock, right? And it doesn't break it. It's rigid enough to support you, but it's not so rigid that it breaks, right? So I feel like that's what your Queen of Cups is able to do. It's just reaching this level of emotional maturity where you can absorb the shock of what happened, take the wisdom out of the experience, and then start fresh in this really lighthearted way. And with this Five of Cups after, I do feel like there may be more than one emotional challenge happening for you in 2022. It does seem like a pretty intense year in terms of like astrology. Let me pull a card to clarify what this Five of Cups could mean. Sometimes no cards fall out. Oh, there we go. Four of Pentacles. So that's interesting. The Five of Cups, these are really different energies, the Five of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. The Five of Cups is about someone experiencing a loss, and they're focusing on that loss. But since this is about manifestations, I feel like what you guys are doing is you're able to actually take something out of this scenario that maybe you normally wouldn't have. So in this card, she is depicted having her back to the two cups that remain upright. So she's ignoring the blessings in her life. She's experiencing this feeling of loss, of like devastation in a way. But then with the Four of Pentacles as the clarifier, this is a card of like holding on to what you have, no matter how little it is, and holding it close to you. And so the feeling I'm getting is that I do feel like you guys may experience some sort of loss in this coming year, but I think that you guys are going to make the most out of it. Kind of like what I was saying here. You might also feel like financially things are not quite what you would like them to be, but you're able to almost like budget or do something where you can get by, and it's not a bad thing for you. I know that next year, in terms of finances in the US, we are coming up on a Pluto return, and it's very possible we could experience a huge economic downfall. And so it is possible that maybe you could be affected by that. But with the Four of Pentacles, I feel like you are able to hold on to what you have left, even if you lose your job or if some difficult scenario happens. I feel like you're able to make it work, and yeah, you're not as affected as maybe other people. There's this kind of resourcefulness or this ability to keep going and push through difficult times, because I think that 2022 could be a little bit challenging for a lot of us, honestly. You also got the Page of Wands. So I feel like this is such a beautiful card to end on. There is this like renewal or this new start that happens with the page. It's a brand new beginning of the journey, you did have the Fool and then you have the Page. So I feel like you guys are having like multiple restarts. You might have multiple things that kind of feel like they're going to knock you down, but you're not really knocked down from it. You are knocked down really momentarily, and then you learn a lot from it, you grow a lot from it, and you get right back up. So I feel like what you're manifesting this year is extreme emotional resilience and maturity, and learning how to cope with the varying difficulties of life, like the different kind of experiences, the good and the bad, and you're able to handle all of it. It's not like you just need blue skies. I feel like you're able to go to the depths. You're able to face with this kind of strength all the things that are coming at you. And I think it's going to make you super impressive in the years to come. And this is going to be one of those pivotal years that you look back and you're like, I'm so glad that all those things happened that year, because it totally transformed me from the inside out, and it made me this really strong person who can take the best out of difficult times. And I feel like with the Page of Wands, it's just like the Fool card. You know, you have this difficult experience, and then right after it, you have this ability to be inspired again, to be passionate again, to not be fearful, to go after the things that light you up and feel like they're in alignment and authentic to you. That's what these cards are about. It's about starting a journey to something that is matching your inner vibration. And you can't hold on to these difficult experiences and then bring in this beautiful new beginning, right? It's like you are fully letting them go. You're fully releasing them. And then you're able to, because your vibration is high, you're able to find these new opportunities coming into your life that match that are inspiring, that are really, that make you feel really passionate. So, this is perfect. So the card for how you're ending the year is the Page of Cups, which says play. So that's exactly what I'm getting with this Page of Wands. I feel like you guys have these moments that do kind of challenge you, but you ultimately are ending like on this clean slate where you aren't trapped by anything in your life anymore that wasn't meant to be there. I think these were key things that were meant to fall away. And it allows you to have this new beginning where you are more playful, like I said, more creative, more inspired. You're doing things that feel like they are just like you're a kid again. You know, it's like not this responsibility, but this ability to like live from the heart and wake up every day excited to explore the things in front of you and around you. And I love that so much. And I think it's because of your emotional maturity with this Queen of Cups and you following your intuition, letting things go that weren't right for you. It's because of all those things that you're able to reach this Page of Wands. It's so beautiful to see somebody who's able to take the good out of a difficult experience and not let it break them, not let it harden them, not let them feel like they can't have what they want out of life. I feel like you do the exact opposite. You take these difficult things, you're like, that was meant to leave my life, that was meant to happen. Now I'm actually doing things that are more in alignment with me. Now I'm actually doing things that are way more exciting for me. And I'm just starting off on this journey. It's a brand new beginning for me. And so I think it's going to inspire you emotionally, inspire you mentally, inspire you physically. You're going to have all kind of gears on overdrive, ready to go after the things that you want, ready to not just go after it in this like super ambitious way, but a really playful way, a really exploratory way that is often not gifted to us as adults, or we often have trouble reaching that. And that's such a beautiful thing that you're able to do. Another card that I pulled for your how you come out this year is this Hermit card, Seek Truth. So I feel like you guys are going to develop so much wisdom about yourself this year. That's really what I was getting with the Shark card, is you guys are able to go deep. You're able to go down into the depths of darkness, of hard times, and then you're able to rush up to the surface of lightness, which is, again, this oscillation between dark, hard times, lightness on the surface, going after what you want. And so I feel like this Hermit card is basically saying you're bringing light to the darkness within you. You're examining all these parts of you. You're finding the truth of who you are, even when things are taken away. Even when circumstances are not at their optimum, you discover who you truly are in those moments. And so I feel like you guys are going to have a really powerful year this year. And then the guiding energy for you this year, I have she who rises up, empower, uplift, and elevate. That's exactly what I was getting with that shark card. You guys are so powerful. And I feel like you're just now realizing it because you can't realize how powerful you are until you are challenged. You don't know how strong your muscles are until you lift weights. And so you have to experience a level of pressure in order to see how much you can rise up or uplift yourself or empower yourself after these difficult scenarios. So I feel like this is going to show you what you're made of. And then after this, you're going to feel like you're unstoppable. You can manifest what you want. You can do whatever you want. And it just feels like this super beautiful year. You also have she who listens, understanding, witness, and compassion. So that I feel like goes along the lines of the Queen of Pentacles really well. It's you listening to your intuition, you having compassion and love for yourself in these difficult times. And because you are loving yourself and you're your own best friend, you're able to move through it so easily and let go because you're not trying to be somewhere or be someone that you're not in that moment. You're allowing space for all of the emotions, all the things. You're witnessing yourself in every stage of your life, and you're having compassion and your love for yourself in all those phases. And so it feels like this level of emotional maturity that is going to surprise even you. And then for your context cards, I have Mars Force, Scorpio, I transform. And Taurus, I have. Okay. So you guys, yes, I feel like this is directly in line with the messages that we were saying. First, the Mars card, Mars energy in astrology is about cutting things away. It's also can often be about like discord, disagreements. It's about somebody who takes the initiative as well. So someone who takes initiative to not only leave the wrong thing behind, but start the new journey that feels more aligned. So I feel like you guys, this goes with your shark energy of being this powerhouse, this resilient type of person who goes after what they want and does not shy away from it. And is also willing to go deep, to cut things away, and is not fearful. This is the warrior archetype. I feel like you guys are developing this warrior status while also being the Queen of Cups. So you're not hardening yourself like a warrior normally does. You're the warrior goddess. You're in touch with your intuition. You are flowing, but you also have this really powerful part of you that's willing to set boundaries and say no to people and defend what is right in your life. And this Scorpio I Transform card, I think is super straightforward. I mean, Scorpios are all about being reborn into a new life, into a new person. And I think that's exactly what this year is going to do for you. It might kind of put you through a ringer a little bit, but that's because you are meant to be put under this pressure in order to emerge as a diamond. And so don't be scared of the transformation. And I don't think that you are with this shark card. I feel like you're fearless. This Taurus I Have card, I feel like a lot of what is going to transform are going to be the things that you've held on to. I think this I have is like, this can be an indication that finances could be something that changes, or your place of living, like some things that you own, things that you've always identified with or have felt safe with. I feel like those are the things that could be challenged or taken away or transformed this year. So, kind of like disidentifying with the things that you own is going to be a process this year for you, and realizing the truth of who you are and what you want when the security blanket is taken away. That's really what I see. Taurus is the opposite of Scorpio. So I think there could be this like oscillation between wanting security with this Four of Pentacles versus diving into the fire, wanting to transform, wanting to let go. And so you guys might kind of have a little bit both of those energies this year. All right, and then the last cards for you, which are kind of like your advice cards, are Throne, your potential is endless. Oh my God, I love that, you guys. That is so exciting. I'm going to put that by the Queen of Cups because you guys are on your emotional throne. And then you have Sword, make the change. You guys, I wasn't looking at these cards beforehand. This is exactly what we've been saying. So making the change, we've already talked about that with this Mars card. You guys are being asked to cut things away. She's cutting her hair off. And honestly, that's something that I really hate doing is like, I love my hair. I don't want to cut it off. But then what happens when you cut it off? It's so new, it's so fresh, and then your hair grows so much better because it's healthy. So it's like, you got to cut off the dead weight to allow the new things to come into your life. And with this potential, your potential is endless. I feel like you guys are going to end this year realizing that anything is possible for you and being so excited to explore what that is for you, what that truth is for you, what that potential is for you. And I think it's just going to be, I think you're going to be on your throne, realizing that you can handle any situation because you're the Queen of Cups and you've gone through it this year. And I think that you guys are going to feel like you are limitless. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 2. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you're interested, I do have readings, so you can book that using the link in the description box below. And I really hope that you have a beautiful 2022. If this resonated or if this resonates and you watch it like later on in the year, please give me a thumbs up and comment down below because it looks like you guys are going to have a big year. And I hope that you have such a beautiful one. Bye. All right, my beautiful pile 3s. You guys chose the earthworm for your 2022 animal guide. The earthworm really reminds me of going back to the foundations, going back to the basics, grounding yourself, being very practical. It has this beginner type energy, this simplicity to it. It reminds me of like Taurus energy. So I could see you guys almost becoming like more minimalistic in a way, or starting something new. We're gonna see as the cards unfold, but that's a very interesting card to start the year off with. So the first cards that I have are going to explain how you begin 2022. So you got the Page of Swords, Curiosity, the Eight of Wands, Action, and the Five of Swords, Defeat. Interesting. So I wonder if you guys are going to be starting off this year feeling like you are, like this is kind of telling me some storyline. The Page of Swords is like somebody who is at the beginning of learning something or has this brand new idea and can learn things really quickly and implement things really quickly. And they do. With this Eight of Wands card, I feel like you do implement them and you take action really fast. You go straight for the jugular. And I feel like you, you just like learn something and you implement it right away, and you're trying to see if that can get the result that you want. But with the Five of Swords, I feel like it didn't get the result. And it's interesting with the earthworm, it almost makes me feel like you started something, you went all in, it didn't work, and it's like you're starting again. There's like this really basic foundational energy with the earthworm that's asking you to re-look at the foundation of whatever went wrong here. And this energy has this sort of like, not impulsivity to it, but starting and going full force, maybe before you fully developed something. So it's like something was missing, or there is some skill that wasn't fully developed that you were trying to pursue, but like it doesn't end up working out because again, there was something not quite right. So I think the earthworm energy is really interesting paired with that. So, okay, let's see what you're manifesting and then we'll see how you end the year. So you got the Hierophant, the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Six of Pentacles. Well, you guys got a lot of cards. The Four of Cups, the Death card, and the Moon. Wow. What are you guys going through this year, you guys? Okay. So I'm going to read them in order like that. So starting off with the Hierophant card, there is some element of study that you guys, I feel like, are needing to go back to. Again, I feel like you might have like pulled the trigger a little bit too quickly here, where you might have felt ready, but there was some missing pieces or missing information. And I feel like it might be around like skill development or knowledge. There was something that like you hadn't quite mastered. And the Hierophant card is one of like tradition. And so it makes me feel like you guys are almost kind of playing more by the books. Like you're more cautious after this defeat, where you recognize that maybe there's some more schooling or something that you have to do, or like you're following more, like you're going back to the basics and following more of the traditional kind of trajectory or steps in order to get to your goals. And the Nine of Wands to me, I feel like is indicating that paring things down, going back, is probably a little bit challenging for you. The Nine of Wands feels like this, it's an overcoming energy. So that's a really positive thing. Like you are overcoming the difficulty, you're overcoming the obstacles, you're developing resilience through this experience, through that loss, through kind of swallowing pride in your ego and going back to the foundations. But it also is indicating that you're developing resistance because there's challenges, right? Like it's hard to swallow the ego. It's hard to go back, to restart something, to experience defeat. And I think you're growing immensely psychologically through this experience. And I feel like that's also relevant to this Death and the Moon card. I feel like these endings or these losses or these defeats that you may have experienced are really helping you completely transform as a person. And you're going to have a brand new perspective as you go into the year. And I think this Nine of Wands card is really honing you to develop a lot of like internal strength that you need in order to reach your goals. So not only are you going back and swallowing your ego and or pride and really focusing on the things that you might have gone wrong, developing those aspects of yourself, but you're also becoming really resilient, really determined through that process. And that's what is going to lead you to your wish fulfillment. With this Nine of Cups and Six of Pentacles, you guys are absolutely going to get the thing that you were striving for, whether it's the same exact thing or if you realize like somewhere along the line that it's a little bit different based off of your studies or whatever you do. There is a breakthrough that happens. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. The Six of Pentacles is finally receiving like equal for what we have, what we've given. So if this is a relationship with someone, it's finally feeling that like that person's showing up. You know, you've gone back to the basics, you maybe gone to therapy with them, and then they show up to the relationship and they are everything you've ever wanted and they finally give to you. The Six of Pentacles in a career setting is like finally getting paid what you think you deserve, getting clients that you maybe have been trying to find online or wherever. And I feel like it's just you going from the Nine of Wands to the Nine of Cups is like a really big transformation. So there's a lot internally that's happening here. Your resilience is being rewarded immediately. It's like, I feel like the universe is recognizing that you did swallow your pride and you went back to the foundations and basics. And it's saying, the fact that you didn't give up, we are going to reward you now with exactly what you wanted. We're going to reward you with precisely the thing that you are going to get the most fulfillment from. And it's going to feel like things finally become fair, things finally become just, whereas all this effort and energy and enthusiasm you had at the beginning kind of left you deflated and made you maybe doubt yourself. Now I feel like you're building up that confidence again with the Six of Pentacles, realizing that your effort is paying off and you're starting to begin to trust the universe a little bit more. And lean into it, recognizing that you can still manifest, that this isn't something wrong with you, that that you've now developed this skill, right? It's like it helps you build up that confidence and not take things personally, like you likely did with the defeat card here. It's like, no, I got this. Like I've now worked on myself. I've now developed this skill or whatever this thing was that I had to. And now I can start manifesting what I want. This Four of Cups card is interesting. I feel like a lot of times the Four of Cups card comes in when we're rejecting some type of blessing from the universe. Let me pull a clarifier. The Nine of Swords. Interesting. I feel like you guys, though, let me pull one more. What is this Four of Cups and Nine of Swords about? I'm definitely getting this sense of like overthinking with this Nine of Swords card. I feel like some opportunities are going to come to you as a result of this effort that you've put in. Yes, your wish is fulfilled. I almost feel like the wish is like achieving a specific goal. Like, I'm going to reach 10K months, or I'm going to find a partner, or whatever that goal is. Like, I think you guys get the goal. You feel like you're getting traction. And then I feel like the universe is giving you something else on top of that, and you are not so sure. It's like you had your sights set on this so much, and you finally achieve it, and then it's like you stop there, or you don't. It's like you're like, earthworm has earth energy, and earth can be sometimes fixated on something. It can be very steadfast. And so what I feel like is happening is I feel like the universe is trying to continue its blessings by offering you something different, something that you didn't expect, giving you something additional in your life. But I think that you are not open to receiving it. I think you overthink it. I think that you're worried. I almost feel like it's a trauma response with the Five of Swords. Like, even though you did achieve what you wanted, and you still started to build up your confidence, I feel like there's still part of you that when some other brand new opportunity comes in, you're like, oh, I can't do that. Like, oh, I'm going to fail at that. And so I feel like you succeed at one thing, but then when it comes to leveling up, there is always that next level devil, right? It's like, okay, now that I made 10K months, now I hit that goal, the universe wants me to start working on this course that's going to help me hit 20K months. But then you're like, self-sabotage, overthink, anxiety, sleepless nights. I can't do that. I can't jump on that opportunity. I can't step into that leadership position. It's like the universe wants to take you up another notch. And I think there's a little bit of a trigger here from that past wounding where you feel like that's just not possible for me. I don't think I can do that. And this is so beautiful with this Death and the Moon card here. I feel like you guys are what you're manifesting is the ability to transcend or transform this energy. The Death card, let me see, like, what is ending here with this Death card? The Magician and the Seven of Wands. Yeah. I feel like you guys are able to start seeing how to truly manifest. The Seven of Wands and the Death card to me have the very same type of energy. You are taking this loss, this defeat that you experienced at the beginning that was a wound, or that did create some kind of triggers within you, and you are able to rise from those ashes. So I feel like you're taking this difficult experience and gaining a lot from it, becoming really powerful, realizing that you can manifest whatever, stepping into your strength, your essence, like kicking those next level devils. And especially with the Moon card, I feel like you're facing those shadows that might have come from that initial defeat. And so this feels like a really powerful transformation of energy where you're no longer allowing yourself to turn away from an opportunity out of fear, out of anxiety, out of past trauma, and you're able to embrace this even bigger new beginning for you, this even bigger next level for you. Wow, so that's so powerful. So the way that you're ending the year is the Ace of Swords, a new idea. That's so exciting, you guys. I feel like this is really saying that you guys are starting you're starting off the year with maybe a bit of a defeat under your belt, but then you go back to the basics, you study again, you push through, and you get what you want. Then the universe tries to offer you something else and you're not sure about it. You have too much anxiety. You transform and transcend that energy. And from that, you're able to have a brand new beginning in terms of like a new way of achieving this next level. So I feel like even if you say no with this Four of Cups, even if you reject some offering that the universe tries to give you, you do the internal work after that and realize that you should have accepted it. Or maybe you do the internal work and you do accept it. It'll be different for everyone. Regardless, after you do this internal work, you're able to have all these brand new insights about how to keep growing more and more, as well as new ideas and understandings of like the laws of the universe, how things work, and how you might have been energetically blocking things before, and how you can tap into that essence of the universal current of like energy, of manifestation, of power. You're able to, it's like, I literally see it as like water, like translucent water, just, and you just like reaching out and grabbing a cup and like filling it up and taking what you want to go create the life that you want. So you're able to tap into that manifestation power, to those ideas. Like it all comes from the same place. And it's almost like those are the things that are going to take off because they're coming from this universal reservoir of things that want to be created and born into this earth. But you have to energetically be open to it and not closed off through fear, through doubt, through anxiety. And I feel like you guys are actually achieving that this year. So the guiding energy for you this year is she who changes, transformation, change, and enchantment. That's exactly what I'm seeing here with this death card. You guys are going through some massive internal transformation in terms of what you believe is possible for you, what you go after, and what you're able to achieve. So this is so, so powerful, you guys. I feel like you're going to start and end the year as a completely different person, especially with this death card. I think you're going to shock yourself. Coming from this kind of earthworm beginner energy and ending up with the 9 of Cups and the Ace of Swords, it's like you guys are going to become this intense manifestor who can just get everything that they want after having some hardship. Some context for you this year is the earth element, stability. Interesting. So that goes along with the earthworm. I feel like this is kind of solidifying that the things that you're going after and achieving this year are going to likely be financial, or in the tangible kind of material world. The biggest transformation is internal, but it is what's going to create this financial stability. So this is underneath the 9 of Cups as well. So I feel like it's indicating that the 9 of Cups are part of what you're trying to manifest, could be financial stability, or some kind of home, some kind of like grounding force in your life. And I think that you absolutely are going to achieve it. And then the advice card, you have tree, let them go. Interesting. So I kind of feel like the tree card is more so talking about, these are both 9s as well. This is 1 plus 8, that's a 9, that's a 9 of Wands. So I feel like it's letting go the hardship that can come from defeat, this feeling of self-doubt, this feeling of anxiety. I don't think it's a person. I feel like it's a mental state. It's a belief about yourself. You're finally letting it go, and you're able to step into the light. You're able to take the shadows into the light and emerge with all these brand new ideas, emerge from the ashes as this phoenix rising. And this is both burning. Look, the 7 of Wands and this tree, these are both pieces of wood burning. And through these challenging experiences, you are set free. You are letting them go. You're letting these thoughts go, these anxieties go, and you're emerging so much stronger than before. So this looks like a really powerful year for you guys, pile 3. I'm super stoked. If this resonates, especially as you watch it like later on in the year, it will probably resonate more then. If this resonates, please let me know in the comments down below and give me a thumbs up. And I hope that you guys have such a beautiful day. If you are interested in personal readings, I do tarot and astrology, and you can check that out in the description box below. And I hope you have a beautiful one. Bye. All right, pile 4. So you guys chose the bat this year to be your animal. And this is a pile I chose as well. And the reason is because I had a mediumship reading because my dad passed when I was younger, and I wanted to kind of talk to him, I guess. And one of the things that he brought up was the bat. So the word the bat. So I chose this as my animal, and the bat is something that indicates change. So, you know, I'm going to kind of leave it at that, other than the fact that it can see in the dark. I don't want to go too much into it until I see some of the rest of the cards, but I feel like this might be a big year for the people who chose the bat. So let's go ahead and see how we're starting off the year. So you're starting off the year as the 5 of Pentacles, so that resonates. There is a lack mentality with the 5 of Pentacles, having issues with budgeting, financing, feeling like you are having trouble manifesting. There isn't this abundance that you are hoping for. And so you might go into this year feeling scarce or restricted. And this doesn't just have to be money, you guys. This could be in terms of having emotional support or having a job that you enjoy. There's some feeling of scarcity or lack or restriction that you're entering into this year with. And next to the back card, it makes me feel like you're really going to transcend that. But we'll see as we look at your manifestations. All right, so you guys got manifestations, 6 of Wands. That's a beautiful card. 6 of Wands is about victory and public recognition. So that's exciting. You got the 2 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, the Lovers. Oh, okay, guys. Okay. The 3 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. So it does feel like a very prosperous year for you guys, which I'm excited to see since I also chose this pile. So I'm going to start off by saying I feel like the lack mentality that you guys are feeling is very real in the sense that I think you guys actually are experiencing lack, but I don't think that you'll be experiencing it long. With the 6 of Wands card, this to me is indicating that you guys are going to have some kind of breakthrough or victory, likely in something that you've been working on for a long time or that has been on your radar for a while, and you finally implement it or you finally do it and you get almost like immediate kind of recognition or immediate positive results from it. The 6 of Wands, you can see this person is on a horse. There are people here like cheering her on. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Like there's a lot of people on your side of the court. There's a lot of people who are here to support you, who are giving you like a pat on the back saying you're doing so great. So it feels like you guys are getting maybe some kind of public recognition. So if you guys are a YouTuber like me, or if you have like a role at a company, it's like your higher ups or other people in the company noticing, people on YouTube subscribing. It's just like more visibility. It's not just success financially and achieving some kind of goal, but it's also the visibility that comes along with that. And I feel like it's kind of like, you know, when you get something you've always wanted and you start to realize that there is actually different challenges involved in that thing. So it's like for example, I got this house recently. And then I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to get this house. And then it was like every month something in the house broke that was like at least $300 to fix. And I was like, I'm going to go broke. This 5 of Pentacles. Like, this is so expensive. This isn't in my budget, you know? And I feel like that is kind of what's happening with these 2 of Pentacles. I feel like you guys are reaching some level of victory and success and recognition that feels so exciting, that feels so expansive, but it's so expansive that one of the things that you might start to struggle with is this balance, is finding out how to prioritize. You might get a lot more new clients, or you have a lot more friends. You have a lot on your schedule, a lot of things to do. You have a lot more money, but that means you also have a lot more to manage. You have a lot more responsibilities. And so the 2 of Pentacles feels like it's an exciting burden to have, something that you've probably always wanted to struggle with, right? But something that you'll definitely have to learn. Okay, sorry, my camera card just got full. So basically what I was saying is like, it's a good problem to have. I don't know where it cut off at, but you will have to manage your priorities, and this will become a little bit of a challenge. But I do think, being that it's in your manifestations pile, that you will achieve the ability to prioritize things. So it's just kind of gonna have a lot on your plate. Then the 7 of Pentacles. This is interesting. The fact that it's next to the Lovers makes me feel like you could possibly be entering into a relationship that you're building long term. This feels really stable. It doesn't have to be a relationship for everyone, but I think for some of you it will be. If it's not a relationship, I think some of you guys are going to create or work on something that has legs, that is going to carry you well into the future. So whatever victory this is, whatever new priorities and things come onto your plate, it feels like it's your life's work or something very similar to your life's work, or something at least that you're going to be doing for a very long time, or has a thread of what your life's work is and running through it. So yeah, it feels like this building of an empire kind of energy. And so that could be with somebody else, or that could, like, you could get a business partner that you work with. That's always a possibility. Or you could enter into a relationship and start building a life together. whatever it is, it feels like there's this resourcefulness. It feels like there's this steadfastness about it, putting kind of one foot in at a time. And yeah, so it's this big vision, this big long-term goal, whether that's in a partnership or in a business or in studies, like whatever that is. I feel like you guys are working towards that slowly and steadily this year. So it's not like a manifestation in terms of like you achieving something, because you already achieved something here, but it's a manifestation that I feel like is going to come around many years from now, or is something, a manifestation that's ongoing, if that makes sense. So it's either a really big vision that you're working towards that you'll see in a few years, or it's this ongoing part of your life that you're just going to constantly be working on, that you're going to be excited to be working on. And this Lovers card does make me feel like you guys might reach some kind of relationship status with somebody. If it's not a relationship that you're looking for, or if you're already in a partnership, this can be this union with yourself. The Lovers is about us aligning the divine feminine and masculine, which is really beautiful with the Seven of Pentacles, because if we're going to be working and building something long term, we want to be really utilizing the energy that is within us. So like the natural flow of our cycles, or of our moods that day, of our intuition, kind of going with the flow of the energy, but also having enough masculine rigidity to schedule, to protect the feminine, to have boundaries. So I feel like you guys are able to unite these sides of yourself. So you're able to have this really beautiful kind of like work-life balance where you are putting in the energy that you need to. You're being productive, you're being disciplined, but you're not being overly rigid. You're also listening to your intuition. You're knowing when to rest. You're knowing when something feels creative or feels good. And you're uniting these sides in this really equal, supportive, and beautiful way. And I love that it's with the Seven of Pentacles, because it feels like that's the energy in which you're growing this long-term success, or this long-term project, or this ongoing thing in your life. And it feels like it's this really fertile, balanced, beautiful kind of ground. So the Two of Pentacles and the Lovers both are indicating achieving some level of balance in your life that you might have struggled with before. You might have struggled between oscillating between extremes, and that you might, with this Five of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, I feel like is another indicator of that, like lack and then success. It's like the two extremes. And I feel like you're finally going to achieve some sense of balance in a really good state, or a really good place, like this homeostasis. But again, I also feel like for some of you, it might be this long-term relationship or long-term business partner that you are attracting into your life. So that's an additional message for some people here. The Three of Wands to me, I feel like is indicating that some of you are going to be traveling a lot this year. It feels like this really kind of adventurous time. So I feel like you guys, it's interesting, a lot of the groups I felt like had one specific kind of message that carried through. I feel like you guys are having multiple areas of your life or multiple messages come through. One of them being career success, needing to balance priorities, another being a possible relationship. And with this Three of Wands, I feel like this is you journeying into something really exciting. So this could be, if you're not physically traveling, this could be you exploring some new aspect of yourself. So it could be exploring a new aspect of your sexuality, exploring a new aspect of your personality, or this creative idea. So there's so many things that it could be in a more metaphorical sense. But in the literal sense, I think a lot of you guys are literally going to be traveling a lot, exploring new places, getting to know new people. Maybe you guys have some type of success that allows you to like run workshops, which is actually something that I want to do. And you're traveling to go teach people something, or it could be literally anything that involves some level of exploration and travel. And I know that that hasn't really been possible prior to this, but it feels like it's possible now. And it is a boat on the seas, so there is some element of here maybe it being abroad, but I also get the feeling that a lot of this could be local. I think it's the three that's making me feel that way, because the third house in astrology is like local travel, where the ninth house is like foreign travel. So a lot of you guys might be just like really busy locally, going around to different areas and towns, learning or teaching new things. It's just this kind of like this energy of dabbling or exploring these different aspects of life or yourself or areas that feels super expansive, that feels really exciting. And it's coming from, again, this really balanced place and also this financially stable place. So I feel like it's going to be really fulfilling. It's not like you're running from something. And with the 10 of Cups, I love that this is ending the reading. This feels like you guys are achieving the most emotional fulfillment that you've probably ever felt or in a really long time. The fact that you start off with the 5 of Pentacles and end with the 10 of Cups, to me, is indicating that you guys are going from this feeling of lack, this feeling of not having support, the things that you need, and feeling like you are ending the year with this complete sense of abundance. And it's emotional abundance. It's not like you guys are just getting money and achieving security that way. It's like you guys are having the friends, you're having the job, you're having the activities, the hobbies, like everything that you enjoy feels like it's just overflowing with love in your life. It feels like it's just filling up your cup and like almost like you don't know what to do with it. Like there could be part of you that wants to like pinch yourself or almost believe that it's like too good to be true, but it's not. Like you guys are really getting this a level of emotional fulfillment that you've probably always wanted and that you've really deserved. And that, I feel like, with this back card, to me, is indicating that you probably have moved through some really dark times in your life, some really challenging times that did make you feel like you were at a loss or like you were struggling. But the bat can see through the dark. The bat has been evolutionarily developed to have that ability to navigate the night. And so I feel like you guys have had so many difficult life experiences throughout your times that you've developed a keen ability to navigate them, overcome them. And it's like almost like you got really used to them with the bat here. It's like you got really used to the struggle. You got really used to the difficult times. And that's why it feels like when it ends with the 10 of Pentacles, or sorry, 10 of Cups, that's almost like too good to be true, because your nervous system was adjusted to maybe some of this challenge or some of this worry. And so now you have a new adjustment, a brand new life where things are going to feel light, things are going to feel easy, things are going to feel fun, things are going to feel flowing and fulfilling. And that's such a big change. And that's what I said with that back card. It's a big change. And the cards that show how you're going to end this year are the 9 of Cups, emotional stability, and the 7 of Cups. Okay, this I feel like is reiterating what I was saying before. First of all, emotional stability, the 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. So I feel like, again, this is reiterating, you guys are getting what you want. You're getting this victory. You're finally having some breakthrough, and it's leading to a lot of emotional fulfillment and happiness. But the 7 of Cups reminds me a lot of the 2 of Pentacles, where once you have what you want, then there's like this, like there you have a lot of opportunities come to you, right? Once you reach a certain level of success, everyone wants to work with you. Everyone has this opportunity for you. Everyone wants you to speak at their event, or they want you on their podcast, or they want you to come to their party. It's like that kind of notoriety or that kind of expansiveness brings a lot of options into your life. And so that, I feel like, is the biggest challenge for you this year, is like, how do I discern what I want to say yes to, what I want to say no to? And with the Lover's card, I feel like you do learn how to have that balance and trust your intuition and be disciplined and have a schedule, but use your discernment of saying no. Like, I think that's part of what you're going to have to learn this year, is sometimes there's too much of a good thing and you have to learn how to moderate or to prioritize, which is a difficult thing to do. So your guiding energy for you guys this year is She Who Becomes, Metamorphosis, Transcend, and Journey. You guys, this is the bat in the form of this card right here. Like, you are transcending, you are going on this journey with this 3 of Wands. You are metamorphosizing, that's probably not even a word, into this whole new person. Like, you're having this whole new life, this whole new experience where you're coming from lack and ending in total happiness and fulfillment and financial stability. And so it feels like, again, I feel like you guys are almost not going to believe it when you listen to this reading. This metamorphosis card is like, you're just going to be so different from who you are and how you are now, or your life, at least externally, will be so different that right now it's almost going to feel like it's not possible, or like it's unrealistic, or like it's not going to ever happen. And then in order to give more context, I pulled some astrology cards. So you guys got the sun, which to me is indicating some career breakthrough, some career success for you this year. So the sun card in astrology is about career. It's about also visibility. So what makes us shine, our gifts, our talents. And the Six of Wands with the sun card is, again, this recognition, this visibility, being seen. So I feel like you guys are going to be stepping up in your skills and actually being witnessed for those unique skills. The sun is our spirit, is our essence. It's what we're bringing to the table, and I feel like people are finally witnessing that in you, and it's going to feel like the most transformative and brightening period of your life. It just feels so positive. And you guys also got the Venus love card. Okay, this, and it's also beneath the lovers. So I'm definitely getting the sense that a lot of you are entering into a partnership here. This definitely doesn't feel like a fluke. Feels like this is not just this long-term vision that you're working towards. It's a stable, like steadfast partnership that is entering into your life. So, and again, this feels like a really like substantial relationship, not just like 5 months, but like years, something long term that's going to transform you. So this feels really beautiful, you guys. And the last thing is dragons. So this is your advice card. It says slay them all. So I feel like you guys are able to finally leave behind some of this like trauma or hardship and darkness that you may have carried forward into this year, especially around feeling like there's lack or feeling unsafe. The Five of Pentacles has that energy of like, I don't know if I'm provided for. I feel unsafe. I don't know like if I can trust in the universe, in the abundance of the universe. I don't know if I can trust in the people around me. It's like you've been hurt by people, you've been hurt by situations, you've been hurt by like job opportunities or whatever. And I think what you are doing this year is transforming so much that you are going to have to slay the old dragons that might still live in your head around what that is, around that Five of Pentacles, around that darkness. You might carry some of that in your heart and in your soul, and it's telling you to go after what you want and not be afraid that pattern is just going to repeat. You have this person here in this image with a prosthetic leg. So she's been wounded, right? Like she is forever changed by the attacks that she's received, by the difficulties that she's experienced, but yet she's still going after the dragons and getting rid of them and slaying them anyway. So I feel like this is saying that you guys maybe are forever changed by these difficult experiences, but you're not going to carry that darkness with you. So yes, you will carry the wounds in some sense, but she's walking again. She's healed. She's strong. So even though she doesn't have her same self, like her leg isn't there. So maybe you're not the same person you were when you were young and you believe that the universe will do everything for you and everything is perfect and like that childhood mindset. I feel like you guys aren't like that anymore. You are forever changed as a person, but you're not carrying the darkness. You're willing to slay that darkness. You're willing to slay those dragons and not live that life on repeat in your mind. And I think this could also be one of the challenges, not only prioritizing things and having too much on your plate, too much of a good thing, but also the ability to realize that you can sink into this goodness. You can accept the love. You can accept the prosperity. And you don't have to fear that the rug is going to be ripped out from under you. You can slay the dragons of doubt, of insecurity, that all these darknesses will just come back again. Of course, life isn't always beautiful. Of course, you're going to experience challenges, but this is a beautiful period of your life right now with this 10 of Cups. You're meant to enjoy the prosperity and the love that comes into your life. And so what it's saying is that don't cut yourself off from fully embracing it out of fear that something bad is going to happen. Don't anticipate the bad. Sink into the good. Enjoy the good. Relish in the good. You know that you can handle the bad. You are the bad. You've accustomed to the difficult experiences. You are forever changed. You have this prosthetic leg. You know how to handle these challenges. So you can face them when they come, but enjoy this part of your cycle of goodness and just fully sink into that and love that and enjoy that. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 4. This is so beautiful. I'm so glad that I chose this pile. Definitely resonates with me in a lot of ways, but I'm kind of surprised about the Lovers card, to be honest. So if this resonates, if you guys are watching this, especially later on, I would encourage you to do that, and you find that it resonates, then please go ahead and leave me a comment. The comments mean so much to me, and they just make my day. They make me smile so much. So go ahead and give this a thumbs up if you did enjoy this reading. And if you want a personalized reading, I'm offering astrology 2022 readings, as well as I always offer tarot card readings if that's something that you're looking for. So you can find that in the description box below, and I hope that you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye.